Hey friends, welcome back to OG Universe. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today we are taking a look at the final figure out of the four of the Mcfarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batman and Robin wave. So this here is Poison Ivy, portrayed by Uma Thurman. This is the first time we're getting a Poison Ivy figure in the DC Multiverse lineup across all of the different medias that this character has appeared in, from the Arkham series, the comic books, the movie. This is the first time we're getting a version of this Poison Ivy, and yeah, it's a very interesting Poison Ivy for sure, hands down. So let's take a look at what we got. The package, again, standard packaging, a little bit bigger than your standard DC Multiverse figure to show off that extra bit of what you're getting. We got the cross sell here. We got the build-up parts needed to create this very, very cool looking Mr. Freeze, portrayed by Arnold Schwarzenegger. And then we got a display stand and some artwork, photography of Uma Thurman in her Poison Ivy getup. Now we also get the torso for Mr. Freeze. And there you go. We're gonna be building this figure very shortly. We're gonna do a review and compare to some other Build-A-Figures. But let's take a look at Poison Ivy here. Now, Poison Ivy has a very striking color palette. That bright orange hair is unbelievable. It's sculpted so well. Now, the likeness to Uma Thurman is uncanny. It is so damn well represented in this head sculpt. Miles and miles better than the Alicia Silverstone version. I just didn't see that actress's face in the head sculpt, but this, we can see Uma Thurman for sure, and this is a beautiful looking figure. All the sculpted detail and paintwork on her torso, the leaves, is ultimately just fantastic. And the gradiating color that goes down into her legs, from the lighter shade of green to a darker shade, really, really well done. And all the sculpted little details of the vine work as well. Now, one thing about these figures, like we saw in the Alicia Silverstone Batgirl review, you can tell it's like pieced together real life material. It was like a corset. Here you can see she has some high heels. It's just some shoes with some stockings, and it's like, oh man, that's what they did back in the day. You know, this movie came out over 20, maybe 25 years ago. So there's some limitations to compare to something you're gonna see like in Dark Knight or in Justice League. But it's represented extremely well, and I kind of appreciate it to see that real sculpted detail on what the costumes really looked like back then. But this is just a beautiful figure. Now, it doesn't come with this vine. This vine is from the Jim Lee Hush Infected Superman, and I thought, well, I'm never going to put this on a Superman figure for some reason. I just didn't want to put it on because I didn't have a Poison Ivy to go along with it, but now I do, so maybe we'll do some shots and a quick short with that. But this vine looks really great with her. You can have it in her hand, wrap it around her victim, so to speak. But yeah, this is just a striking action figure. Extremely well done. Like, just the paintwork again, absolutely beautiful. So this was one of the harder figures to find out of the entire wave, to be honest with you. It took a lot of hunting to find this character, and I can see why people want this. It's striking, it's beautiful. It's gonna go well, I think, with your actual DC comic characters, your movie figures. It can translate well into both of those worlds, so to speak. So let's take a look at some of the articulation this figure has. And unfortunately, the hair does really impede the articulation of that head. You don't have much movement, a little bit to the side, not much attitude going on. You can't look back, down, not even. Unfortunately, not much you can do there because of this flowing locks. But you do have the butterfly hinge. You got the bicep cut, double joint ratcheted elbows, ball joints at the wrist. Now for torso articulation, and she can go back quite a bit. And what's nice, they continue the sculpt all the way through that torso section, all the way up into the upper breastplate as well. Really well done. Like, just attention to detail like that is what I love Mcfarlane figures for. You do have the ball joint at the waist, ball joints at the hips, double joint ratcheted knees. You do have full ankle rocker, pivot, toe articulation, sculpted beautifully. Ball joint there for the ankle. And yeah, like I said, this is an absolutely striking figure. It looks so well done. Now in here too, you can see her palms have that leaves. So you can just imagine these leaves are just sprouting out of her hand here. That'd be kind of cool. Very nicely done. And on this hand, we have it as well. No, we don't. And this is like, again, the female characters, they have small hands. This is like really tiny, delicate little hands. Now it's kind of like in an open position a little bit. You can kind of get something going there. Now you notice there she has almost like a ring. So in my mind, okay, I know this is not canon to the movie or anything like that, but in my mind, I think that's going to almost be like a kryptonite ring, how she's going to possess Superman, along with her pheromones and all that kind of stuff. I think I'm going to kind of portray that in my mind, especially if I'm going to do some little bit of a reel or short, excuse me, and we'll see what we can do there. But man, hands down, this is one of the most striking DC villains I've seen, and she looks absolutely phenomenal. Very well done figure. Now, one thing I do want to point out as well. Let's take this off here. She has her peg hole here. It's extremely close to the end of the sculpted work. I would appreciate it if it was a little bit more in here because she does have some balance issues. You put her on this peg very carefully, but she does just kind of want to topple over. She is a little top heavy because of that massive head sculpt with all this hair. But man, impressive figure. Impressive figure. Now let's bring out some other figures to compare her with. Let's just get her in a sturdy pose there. Let's bring out Alicia Silverstone, Batgirl. See how these two compare together. There's a big height difference, which I appreciate. I definitely wanted my Poison Ivy figure a bit more striking, tall, statuesque, like just a supermodel vixen that's gonna, you know, seduce you and take over your mind and make you do some bad things if you're a hero. You know, very cool. And then we'll compare it with this guy here, my favorite Batman at the DC Multiverse collection. So let's see how these two look. I got a definite, strong comic book version of Batman with a very statuesque, stylized Poison Ivy. And what do you think? These two look good together? Not too bad. I'm not minding it. Looks pretty good. And then we got some of the old school characters. We've got like a Michael Keaton Batman from the Flash movie. She does stand a little bit taller than him, but that's okay. Statuesque, shorter stature from this Michael Keaton Batman. And then, of course, the young lad that she seduces in the movie. We got Robin here. And those two look really nice together. And then we'll also bring out the George Clooney Batman, so you can see how these two look. And yeah, she is definitely taller than this Batman for sure, but they look great together. Then I kind of want to bring out some other characters, some of the big, well, not big, he's a Build-A-Figure, a little on the smaller side, but we don't have a Bane to go with this. I think a Build-A-Figure of Bane would have been really appreciated. I think it would have been awesome, but you can see a bit of the height difference between these two, and kind of like a substitute for Bane, we got Solomon Grundy. Let's see that there. And that Solomon Grundy's awesome. I really like it. I know the figure gets a bit of hate for the size. It should have been way bigger, but kind of like it at this size. It's not like this massive 12-foot character, 8-foot character is kind of what it is, maybe 9, but it looks great. I really do like that. And then we'll also compare it with another villain here. We got the Joker from Infinite Frontier and how these two pair and size up. I don't know if these two go well together because Joker is so stylized and a bit more cartoony in that aspect, where of course Poison Ivy has a more realism because it's based off a human and based off a movie. But these don't look too bad, not too bad. I'm still holding out that we get that Jack Nicholson Joker from the Batman '89 movie. Hopefully one day we're gonna get that. That'd be awesome to have that figure in the collection. And another female character we'd like to bring in. And we got the Catwoman. Big height difference between these two. So I kind of see Catwoman a little bit smaller stature as well, but man, Poison Ivy just stands head and shoulders above a lot of characters here. And there you go, guys. So this is definitely, I think, the standout character for this entire wave. It is so well done. Such great sculpt, painted details. The head sculpt is phenomenal. I think this is hands down the best one. Definitely the winner of the bunch. So if you see it, pick it up. I think if you're even not collecting the pieces for the Build-A-Wave figure, or you're not interested in the other figures, this is a figure I think you'll need in your collection because it's just that damn good. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this figure. And of course, if you want to watch more of my DC Multiverse reviews, we've got a massive playlist. Check that out. And it's constantly being updated as well. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.